I'm Drew Coles.
I'm Erin Coles.
And this is Met Player Monday. And today we're going to be talking about song requests, selecting song requests, and also do not plays, what that can mean when you're working with us or with any other group. Because in our experience, the song request list is just as important as the list of tunes that you give us not to play on the night of your wedding.
So how we work is that we send you what we call the Master Wedding Day Sheet, which is a worksheet that you'll fill out ahead of your wedding that gives us all the details you need to know for your wedding. The last page is a spot for all of your song requests. So that includes all of your special dances, like your first dance, parent dance, cake cutting song, any of those that you're doing. And then there's a spot at the bottom for general requests and also do not plays. And so we get questions all the time about what our couples should put in those spaces and how specific they should be. So our guideline is essentially to give us a really good idea of the kind of stuff that you like and the kind of stuff that you don't. And that can include a few specific songs that you want to hear for your wedding, as well as artists and genres that you really like and want to hear. And then in the do not play section, the same thing. Maybe a couple of songs that you don't really like or don't want to hear, and then some genres or specific artists that you'd prefer that we stay away from.
So over the course of the night, approximately 45 to 60 songs get played in dance sets. So what we would suggest is that you would give us roughly 10 to 20 songs to give us a really good idea of the kind of music that you and your guests would really, really like. And then what we can do from there is fill out the rest of the time with songs already on our song list. And you're obviously more than welcome to request songs that are on our song list. We would definitely recommend you doing that because we have a pretty expansive song list, a pretty comprehensive song list. But on top of that, we'd be happy to learn songs outside of that list. And we'd work with you to decide exactly how many of those songs not on our song list would be workable for your wedding.
So what some of our couples will do sometimes is that they'll print out our song list or go through it on our website and highlight every single song they want to hear and cross out every single song they don't want to hear. Now, although we've been able to work with that in the past, that's certainly not something that we would recommend and something that's totally not necessary. We can get a really good idea of what you want to hear and your tastes and preferences just from a few songs on each of those lists of the songs you do want to hear and the songs that you don't want to hear. We have been doing this for a very long time. We've played close to 500 weddings, and so we have a really good idea of what's going to work for you and your guests at your wedding based on the preferences that you have. And so by not doing too much in the way of giving us exactly what you want to hear, you're giving us the flexibility to use our expertise and play what we know your guests are going to get up and dance to.
And we're pretty good at taking hints. So if you're making a number of requests in a particular vein, so for example, if you're suggesting only things like Eric Clapton and James Taylor and Carole King, it's very unlikely that we're going to plop some Ludacris in the middle of your last dance set because that doesn't quite fall in line with the classic rock vibe that is obvious that you would enjoy and that your family members and friends would enjoy as well. And there are plenty of things in between those two worlds. And we're very, very good at looking at the requests that you send to us and working in the worlds adjacent to that. That's the best way I can describe that.
And we'll also note that there are particular songs that we just never play and that aren't even on our song list unless you request them specifically.
Definitely.
And that's something like the chicken dance or line dances like the electric slide. Those are things that a lot of people tend to ask not to hear, so they're not even on our song list. So you don't have to worry about writing things like that into the do not play section. And if you do want to hear it, of course, we're happy to play it.
Definitely.
We're happy to learn it. We've done it before.
For sure.
So you can just add that in the request section and then we'll do that for you.
So in conclusion, we just wanted to leave you with the thought that if you do decide to print out our song list and highlight or cross out every single one of the tunes to your liking, we'll definitely be happy to interpret that. But we also want to take some of the stress off of you by letting you know that you don't have to spend time doing that. There are 1,000 things that you have to do for your wedding, and there are 1,000 choices that you have to make. And the last thing that we want to leave you with is decision fatigue, because we know as entrepreneurs and as a couple, that can definitely happen and creep in, especially in the wedding planning process. So instead of tasking you with choosing between roughly 150 pieces of music, 150 yeses or nos, we wanted to say that you can give us just a little bit of a taste of what you like and then leave us with the rest of the heavy lifting.
Our goal is to make sure that you feel as comfortable as possible with the information you're giving us. So if you feel like giving us more, give us more. And if you feel like giving us less and leaving the rest up to us, do that. We just want to make sure that you're happy, and we know that regardless of what you give us, we are going to have a blast dancing the night away at your wedding.
And we're pretty good at taking hints. So if you're making a number of requests, making a number of requests. Oh boy. We'll add it for you. Thanks.
You've already put it on your song list.
Something in that.
We're gonna have like a really
So in conclusion, remember conclusion?
conclusion.
Yes, conclusion. You know, babushka. Conclusion.
Wait, did you say that another time?
I said conclusion in another video, yeah. And then we died. It was in the video with the bloopers. Woo. Okay.
Didn't take a lot of time.
It's fine. It's okay.
Hold on, I have a hair in my eye somewhere.
Your hair.
I'm so sorry. It's so much longer than yours. You don't have to worry about yours.
Oh,
Okay, I think I got it out.
boo-hoo.
It's not bad. It's just it's a little more to deal with than yours.
You're a little bit more than you.
You're so mean.
It's not that mean.
All
Okay.
right.